Yu-Gi-Oh is a game full of queerness. I'll be making like a more serious video on this eventually, but for now, I just want to have some fun. Today, I'm going to talk about my favorite trans girls in Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters, spells, traps, anything with a girl on it and that T-girl swag is fair game to me. Of course, none of this is canon and all, but who cares? What matters is vibes and themes, what you see in the characters, not what the author or even worse, the IP management company has to say about it. And it's definitely not about whether characters look transgender, because transgender people don't look any specific way. Show me a trans girl and I'll show you a cis girl who looks about the same. There's more variation in how trans girls look than there is between cis and trans girls as a whole. So let's just have some fun and make some headcanons. Here's my top 10 trans girls in Yu-Gi-Oh! Honorable mention, Ancient Elf. Ancient Elf is in here not because he isn't a great trans girl, but because he is trying and failing to boy mode. Out here with the he, him pronouns and the flavor text and an HRT figure like that, come on. He's not even just on estrogen, he's got them progesterone titties too. He's wearing armor to boy mode, but they're too big, so the armor had to be turned into titty armor. And I've got nothing against boy moders. In fact, boy moding is a valid tool of survival in this world, but if you aren't willing to take the steps to actually come out, then I don't think you get to be part of the main part of the list, unfortunately. It would just be unfair to fully out him like that, you know? But I'll put him in the honorable mentions in honor of all the brave boy moders out there and for a bit of encouragement. May you all come out of the closet before you have tits as big as this. Number 10, Injection Fairy Lily. Here is the OG trans girl in Yu-Gi-Oh! Her name is even Lily. How much more trans can you get? Do you know how many trans girl Lilies I know? So many. This girlie represents an older state of Yu-Gi-Oh! And an older type of trans person. She definitely has called herself a transsexual at some point, no question in my mind. She's just so girly pop, just a beautiful, mature woman. And a medical professional too, with a giant needle full of, you guessed it, estrogen. The estrogen makes her strong. So very strong. Stronger than cis women, like the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And she lives be gay do crimes, since she did an actual war crime. Lily, you know you can't wear a red cross if you're not part of the Red Cross. That's illegal. Oh, Lily, you card. Literally. If this weren't a sleep aid, I would do like a 90s style sitcom freeze frame and a musical stinger bit here, but let's keep it calm. Number 9, Gonator Transverser. I mean, she's literally Gonator transgender. It's right there in the card name. This gorgeous girlie is so tall, I think she could pick me up and put me on the opponent's side of the field. And you bet your ass I would stay there like a good girl. I'm struggling to find anything to say about Gonator Transverser as a trans character though. When I say it's there in the name, I really meant that there's nothing thematic about this card that implies transness. Like again, there's not like a trans look to go off of here. Trans people look like people. If you think you can tell trans people from cis people, I can almost guarantee you that you can't. In fact, you're probably worse at that than people who don't say that. All that said, I would feel weird not including Gonator Transgender in a list like this just because of that name. So, here it is. Number 8, Transcendent Wings. Transcendent Wings starts as a little furball and becomes a girl thanks to the blessing of a beautiful transgender woman, as we all hope to do. Kariba really would kind of look like a perfect representation of how trans girls see their previous existence, were it not so cute. A creature that's kind of nothing but an unending expanse of hair. I know I personally struggle with that continuous body hair. It's no good. The Sangan is probably a better example of this though, because it's like Karibo, but ugly, and the girlies generally do not find all that body hair cute. If you do though, good on ya. Keep on keeping on. All I know is that I would love to have a woman as pretty as the one in the background take away the hair and make me a cute girl. Number 7, High Priestess of Prophecy. This one's just a baddie, and I know so many trans girls who look like this or want to look like this. Especially with the pink hair like that. Not to play in the stereotypes, but like hair that vibrantly pink would be a dream come true for many girlies. I love the feathering of it too. She has so much volume, it's crazy. Definitely jealous about that. Hey, note to the girls, don't actually get jealous about anime girls, please. It's so unhealthy. Anyways, the High Priestess of Prophecy, much like the priestesses of the ancient world, is a trans girl of high regard. Do you think that the High Priestess is drinking horse piss to look like that, or does she have better methods of transition? I mean, look, with breasts that big, she must, right? Number 6, Ava Rebuilder of Worlds. So Avram is the big hero of the World Legacy story, right? And he finally wins after like 3 entire apocalypses unfold at the same time. He does this by gaining the power of a god, the ability to make and unmake and reshape the world as he sees fit. And the first thing he does with that, the very first goddamn thing he does, is change her name to Avita and become a girl. A celestial construct of a girl, sure, but let me tell you, there are many such cases. If you find yourself wanting to have godlike powers just to turn yourself into a girl, and maybe also fix the world if you have time, you might just be trans. Get her done. There's your sign. Tater salad. Anyways, it's just kind of crazy though that the ultimate culmination of the World Legacy lore is the generic "check this out" JRPG protagonist boy transitions into a female godly entity and remakes the world how she feels fit. Yu-Gi-Oh! Out here suggesting Force Femme as a solution to the world's problems, and I gotta say, we agree. Number 5, live twin Leela. Okay, you knew one of these girls was gonna make it on here, and it literally has to be Leela. She's got blue hair and pronouns and carries a blowhow everywhere with her. Except her blowhow has legs. I'm honestly kind of jealous of that. It's got little peats, and it seems to be her vtuber mascot too. Interesting that Kissicles doesn't have one now that I think about it. Maybe they share one. You know, actually, I think Leela might be her mascot. That just makes too much sense. Anyway, Leela takes the axiom of be gay, do crime to the max by being a literal phantom thief. She doesn't give a shit what the cops have to say about it, even if they are futuristic superpowered cops. She also pulls off the 3 looks every trans girl aspires to: tiny tired gremlin, cute demure girly, and hot sexy baddie. Even her girlfriend is off in the corner going, oh god. Number 4, Malice Whitebinder and Red Ransom. So Malice is still pretty new with only 2 Ava support revealed thus far, but we already have seen with some of these cards that there's definitely a theme of identity. And what's more trans girl than a girl struggling with her identity? Standing between 2 mirrors showing her 2 different versions of what she could be after she fell down the rabbit hole. I think it's a situation many trans girls have found themselves in. Plus, she's like a techie of some sort, a hacker or a programmer or something. That industry is full of trans girls, holy moly. That's why I put her in instead of Valmonica Celatrice, which has a very similar deal. Do you want to be a good girl and conform to society, or do you want to be yourself? Both Malice and Valmonica asked this question, but Malice is the one who added in the hacker aesthetic. Granted, I also know a lot of girlies who would like to wear a dress as frilly as Celatrice, and Valmonica actually does fit the idea better in a way, since the angel and devil on his shoulder are flipped in light and dark attribute from how you would expect. This means that the angel, which would normally represent goodness, instead represents conformity, while the devil goes from representing evil to anarchistic self-expression. Let's just consider this slot taken by both, shall we? Malice Whitebinder and Red Ransom, and Valmonica Celatrice. That's the 4 slot. Both of them. Or all 3 of them? However you want to put it. Number 3, El Shadal Winda. I don't exactly know what the deal with Shadal Winda is. Is she the original Winda transformed into a puppet for the Shadal construct to control, or is she a mimic, a copy of the original? Funnily enough, I think both interpretations are something that a lot of my fellow trans girlies can resonate with. A lot of supposedly accepting people want trans women to just be normal, to look and act like cis women. It's been noted that to some cis women, trans women are an acceptable group to be misogynist against, a lower gender caste than woman. They seek to control us, to have the power over us that men have over them. But like, fuck dog, we don't want to be normal, we just want to be us. We just want to be true to ourselves. But the puppet strings of society are dug in, just like Winda's. But also many trans girls have imposter syndrome. Am I really a girl? Am I really Winda, or just a puppet made in her image? By the way, if you are asking yourself that question, the answer is probably yes. Cis boys don't want to be girls. Winda asks a lot of questions of the viewer. And also, do you know how many girls I know would kill to look like that? Number 2, number 29, Mannequin Cat. Speaking of doll girls, Mannequin Cat is a doll cat girl. I mean, like, there it is. How do you beat that? That's like half of my subscribers right there. The other half are puppy girls and then Golden Nova. That's kind of it though. Like, there's no story to this card other than being a number card. Like, it was probably in the anime, that wouldn't really have any impact because the cards are just cards in the anime. The name is a pun on the Maneki Neko, which is like the lucky cat you see in Japan. And you know, being a trans girl is the best, but it doesn't feel all that lucky right now. All the luck is in the wonderful people we meet on this otherwise treacherous path. But as a wise philosopher once said, you can't have the sweet without the sour. Despite all of the lack of theming, Mannequin Cat is number 2 here. It just really is the perfect combination of trans girl ingredients. If you don't like it, you can blame Ada Basculus, but you still have to be nice because Voy had to have surgery to fix a hole in Voy's head. Number 1, Vampire Fowline. This one is a bit of a personal choice. Vampire Fowline is absolutely 100% who I want to be. That lovely hair, that T-girl swag, that impeccable fashion, that vampiric aura. I want it all. She's the most me a Yu-Gi-Oh card has and ever will be, I think. I mean, they aren't printing me as a Yu-Gi-Oh card anytime soon, I don't think, so surely it has to be. I adore her. I've been out of the closet for over half a decade now, and in that time I've had a lot of different perspectives of my ideal self, including the VTuber you see before you now. It's not so much that I'm indecisive about them, but more that it's hard to choose. I'm not quite as close to those ideals as I'd like to be, mainly because things haven't exactly gone my way in the plan that I had. I was supposed to be moved out of here, like, eventually, and it just hasn't happened. Here's hoping this year I finally get moved out and take my transition in my own hands, become the person I want to see in the mirror. That person being Vampire Fowline. So there you have it, my top 10 favorite trans girls in Yu-Gi-Oh! What do you think of all these choices? What would you include in your top 10? Let me know down below. Rest well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Good night. Hey there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Flea Kill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye. Sleep well.